All right, I'm about to hit the go. Okay, go. All right.
You muted. You muted.
Uh,
Still can't hear him. Still can't hear him. Welcome, everybody. This is LT. Welcome to our new podcast. Going to introduce yourselves, Antonio.
hey man, this your boy Antonio, and also Terra Artist 404. If y'all gaming, man, 21 NBA 2K, hit me up. Right now, I'm muted. So, welcome to ATLiens Sports Zone. All for Atlanta Falcons content talk all the time.
All right, this week we're gonna be touching on the topic of bringing discussion of our upcoming matchup, brand new for NFL season for our beloved Falcons. Hey man, let's get down to the nitty gritty. We're gonna get to talk about our matchup this week against the Seattle Seahawks. I think it's gonna be a great game for both teams. We're gonna touch on other topics, the breakdowns, and we also gonna bring in the fact that we're gonna do our own prediction for not only for this game but possibly for this season.
Right. So, we're going to go ahead and start it off with the Atlanta Falcons prediction of the season. So, my prediction of the season is unpredicted, to be honest. We all know with the Atlanta Falcons, and you expect them to do one thing and they do another. They throw you off of a cliff, in my, opinion. But, I am excited. I am optimistic. I think we can be a playoff contender, a playoff team. But as y'all know, with the Atlanta Falcons, you don't know what to expect.
Big country, you still muted, man. You still muted. All right. I mean, okay. So what we gonna go from there? Like, I do agree with you. I will also say that we is very optimistic for this upcoming season. We we have a talented team, which we all know we've been having a talented team for the past several seasons. But things just haven't worked out in our favor. In order for us to be playoff contenders or possibly reach the Super Bowl like we did in 2016. So we have to figure out a way how to get things put together and find a way to get us to that point where we can actually achieve that ultimate goal of being Super Bowl champions. Now, like Tonio said, I'm very optimistic for this season. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys and tell y'all that I feel like we're gonna definitely be Super Bowl champs or any point of the season. Me personally, I take it each week at a time and make sure I don't put too much hope into our season, but to just be on the optimistic side, like anything is possible. One thing about the NFL, everything is year to year. One year you might look great, the next year you might not. So you have to keep everything level headed and see what we're working with.
All right, Big Country, you there? Well, I guess he's
He is
still
muted.
muted. He's still muted. Like, and in the comments below, don't be afraid to ask us any questions, comments. Make sure y'all subscribe to the Atlanta Falcons Nation channel. And so we're gonna go ahead and get this thing rocking. With this next question, which rookie do you think will make the most impact on our team? LT, you can go.
You said which rookie make the most impact?
Yeah.
Hmm. To be honest with you, and I know it seems so cliche because he was our first overall pick, but I have to say AJ Terrell. From what we seen from camp, the man looked phenomenal. The dude looks great. For him to be going against talented receivers, to me personally, you going against the best receiver in the league and Julio Jones, and then you also going against, in my humble opinion, the best number two receiver in the league and Calvin Ridley. I mean, this man displayed that he could cover both at practice. Great. One of the things that impressed me in seeing him at camp is the fact that he has great ball skills. The guy in years past, I've seen a lot of cornerbacks when they cover people, they don't look for the football. They always look like they always playing the receiver more so playing the ball, which I understand. But sometimes you have to read body language of a receiver when you know the ball is coming your way. So I'm pretty sure when you're on the field, when the ball is in the air, you hear people yell out ball. So sometimes it'd be good if you look back just to see if it's coming your direction because a lot of cornerbacks do miss out on turnover or possible interceptions due to the fact that they don't play the ball, they play the receiver. But AJ Terrell to me will be, I feel like he would definitely stand out. He gonna have some growing pains, no doubt about it. But I definitely believe that he would definitely stand out.
Right. As I'm reading this comment, do not sleep on Marlon Davidson just because we haven't seen much highlights. And that is my guy right there that I think is going to make the most impact because him and AJ Terrell gonna kind of intertwine, man. I think if he can pair nice with Grady Jarrett, which I think he will, the sky's the limit for that. And then there's less pressure on the cornerbacks to stick with the wide receivers. And AJ Terrell, then they can be more physical at the line because they ain't got to worry that and in about 2-3 seconds, that quarterback gonna get hurried or that quarterback might get sacked. So Marlon Davidson is who I'm hoping will have the biggest impact for our, rookie class following, AJ Terrell. Big Country, you here? All right,
Can
you
y'all hear me? What's going on, y'all? I apologize. Hey, my name is Big Low Country. But just to answer that previous question, y'all got some real good takes, but I ain't gonna lie to you. The guy and he's not even really starting, he's kind of halfway starting right now. But I think I want to try to hit him with the Henny. I want to go with Matt Hennessy. And I think that guy is going to be the guy that's going to make a real big impact. Because, Mad Mike, our boy Mad Mike says it all the time. The best way to control the game on offense and on defense is that running game. So, at the end of the day, if he could solidify that left side, like we've been trying to solidify that right side, I think Matt Hennessy might be the guy that, all the Falcons fans might be wearing his jersey just because he has Hennessy on the back of his jersey. So I think that might be the guy that we might roll with.
Yeah, man. Matt Hennessy, man, that is a nice name, and you got to come with it. You got to come with it. If you got a name like Hennessy, you have to be a dog. He gonna have to be a dog on that line. So, we're gonna get into this one comment that I seen right here from Muhammad. Can I don't want to kill your name. You think Isaiah Oliver gonna line up against Tyler Lockett or DK Metcalf? I guess he asking, do y'all think he's strong enough or good enough to line up against him? LT?
In all honesty, me personally, I don't see him really line up against those guys. If anybody, I would say DK Metcalf, but I do remember seeing Metcalf in his combine, and he doesn't have like quote unquote great agility per se, as far as saying like he could just get in and out his cuts as well. But for saying like the speed wise, he definitely have that, and Oliver isn't known for being a speedy cornerback. He could cover big receivers, but for saying speed, that could be a possibility of him lacking in that area. I definitely don't see him getting covered by Tyler Lockett because, in my humble opinion, Lockett is one of those receivers that he could get in and out of his cuts real good, and he could easily beat Oliver in and out of a cut, a wrong move or wrong. If Lockett plant the foot the way he want to plant it and get Oliver turned the way he want him to be turned, he can easily separate himself from Oliver. So if anybody I see him covering, it will be DK Metcalf. But in my most humble opinion, I wouldn't want to see him on that matchup too much because it could turn bad at any given time.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that point. I totally agree that I think maybe speed for speed wise, I think maybe our best luck to color, Tyler Lockett would be Kendall Sheffield, if that. But like you said, his in and out cuts, I still don't know if Kendall Sheffield could even handle that type of situation. That's our biggest question, the cornerbacks right there. And Isaiah Oliver, like you said, you can see him matching up with DK Metcalf, but not for too long. He gonna need safety help over the top. He gonna need disguises because Metcalf that's a monster. That's a beast, and he is so physically fit, like our own Julio, so tall and like so strong, and I just don't think that Isaiah Oliver could really be on the island by himself and do it. But they're gonna have to disguise different coverages and blitzes and schemes to help them.
But I think both of y'all got real good points. But I think one thing that we got to remember that with this defense, and I think that's a real good question, Muhammad, is that with this defense is that it's one of those situations where we run that cover three. Once that cornerback is on that side, a lot of times in our defense, cornerbacks, they don't follow wide receivers. So it's like if AJ Terrell, if he lines up on the left side, or Isaiah Oliver lines up on the right side, that's the side that they're going to stay on. And, offenses, they can bring whoever they want to whichever side that they want to bring them to. But at the end of the day, that's the side they're going to be on. And that's the beauty of this defense because, they only got to cover a third of the field. Let everybody else handle the middle. Those cornerbacks on the side, they cover that left or right side, and it's every man for itself after that.
Right. And I guess this kind of ties into this comment right here that I'm reading from David M. It said, I'm concerned about the lack of depth at linebacker, which is absolutely positively true to me. We only got one person that's Deion Jones, and he's small in my opinion, but he does everything else so well, like pass coverage wise, to where I thought that maybe we should draft the middle linebacker or get another middle linebacker and move him to the outside. What's y'all thoughts on this comment?
I will come out and say, don't get me wrong, we definitely have Deion Jones. I think Foye Olakun, he could be decent if you put him in the right position for him to be successful. I will also say that don't really sleep on Robinson in the point, but I will also throw in the fact that this is why the defensive scheme has changed the way it has. We'll be running more so like I'd say probably like a 3 safety look in most cases, but more than likely that third safety, which would be Keanu Neal, he would be playing more linebacker positioning. A lot of people didn't. I don't think people paid attention, but he has been doing quote unquote like some pass rushing. A lot of people didn't see that and haven't really talked much about that, but he has definitely been doing some pass rushing. So by us changing the scheme, us running a 3 safety defense, Keanu Neal would definitely be I would probably say our strong linebacker in this aspect.
All right, Big Country.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, everybody's talking about that lack of linebacker depth, and Broderick, he mentioned it in the comments that it's one of those situations where Michael Walker, everybody's been talking about him in training camp, but now we're gonna see what it's like in the actual game time situation.
Yeah.
And I know that Trav, from playing yourself. A lot of people, they show out in practice. They do real big things in practice, and we call them PE superstars. But look, when the lights come on, when the lights get hot, it's about what you're gonna do then. So, I really think that I noticed that too. That Keanu Neal, the boogeyman, John Wick, Keanu. I think that it's one of those situations where he is gonna be playing linebacker a lot. Probably gonna be playing that will linebacker position, and just hovering all over the place. So I could definitely see him coming in some of those blitz packages, because y'all seen that they put him, Ricardo Allen, and your boy Crazy Casey as starting safeties. I never seen 3 starting safeties, but yeah, I definitely I don't think the linebacker core is a problem. What y'all think?
I mean, like I said, it's going to take the way they disguise it, and you definitely hit on Keanu Neal playing that hybrid position, mostly linebacker, and that totally slipped my mind. My fault, Falcons Nation. But us doing that, and it's going to be a way for us to get to the quarterback and as well protect those young corners, because they're going to have 3 safeties over the top. Well, we're going to get into this next question right here, which is a real good one from David M. again. Do you agree that these guys must stop the run first, which will hopefully allow them to get off the field on third down? LT, I'm going to let you handle that first.
Man, stopping the run is very, very, very pivotal. In order for you to have a successful defense, you have to be able to start the run and create third and long, so you could be able to have your edge rushers pin their ears back and get after the quarterback. You definitely have to be one of the better run stopping defense. And the thing about it, even though this is a pass happy league, if you could come in where you could be in like the top 15 and run stuffing, then you could definitely be, that could change the dynamics of the game. So
Right.
I definitely believe in stopping the run. I mean, like I said, I'm with me being the person that I am, I'm always a firm believer, even though it's like I said, it's a pass happy league. But I definitely believe in rushing the football. If my running back's getting close to 1,000 yards, I mean, getting close to 100 yards a game, or like if he ended the game with 80 or 85 yards or 90 plus yards or over 100 yards, okay, the rushing attack did its job. So my biggest thing is now if I know your defense is zoning in like, okay, we ain't stopping the run, so we fit the key on that, man. Certain situations, if you do a third, if it's 2nd and 1, and you could, you already done suck the defense in, hard play action, deep shot. I mean, I've seen it too many times, too many times.
Right, and I think the same thing, man. I'm definitely an old school football fan. Run the ball, run the time down, stop them, get your big nasties up in the front on both lines, and let's hit in the trenches first. I hate it when Mike Smith and all the other coaches, Mike Smith and assistant coaches, they tend to try to go outside in. They try to go outside in. Well, really, we not even winning the point of attack. Like our quarterbacks that we got to go against, Tom Brady and Drew Brees. You get them all day in the pocket, you finna get shredded no matter what cornerback you got. But they hate when the pressure is coming right to their face. Right to their face. Drew Brees, he too short, he can't see over. And they both can't move. They both can't move. Since we gotta focus on winning the division first, I believe that, doing that will, have us be in very good position to get out of the NFC South first.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with both of y'all, man. I mean, both of y'all know that the main objective in football is moving another man against his will. That's why people love it so much. Last year was a very bittersweet year for me, as a Falcons fan. And I'm not trying to brag, because the fact of the matter is I won 3 fantasy league championships last year. I did win some money on DraftKings, but one of the main reasons why I did it was because I was like, okay, if a team is playing the Falcons, why don't we start that running back? I mean, we got eaten alive last year, I'm injuries did have a lot to do with it, but at the end of the day, it's what you do at the point of attack. I know after we changed our scheme and brought pressure from different angles and stuff like that, it made a heck of a difference. So y'all don't be trying to send me any invites for y'all fantasy league, because you don't want me to come to your fantasy league and beat you. But
Yeah.
but yeah. I mean, stopping in real football, stopping the run. That's the main priority.
All right, and we're gonna get into this last, comment before we get to our next topic, since it got something to do with what we already was talking about. Matthew Williams, roll tide. Yeah, I like that picture. But if everyone stays healthy the whole season, what do y'all see? I see your
Roll
face.
Tide. What is this? What is this? We talking
What do you?
Roll Tide.
I thought this was a
Roll
good guy.
Tide.
Already know. Hey,
I thought this was a good guy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
had to throw that in there. If everyone
The
stays healthy
unmitigated
the
dog.
whole.
Thanks for
If
commenting, Matthew. Thank you.
if everyone stays healthy the whole season, what do y'all see our record is going to be? Hey, yeah, T, I'm gonna let you handle that first.
Whew. Hey, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, folks. We all been Falcon fans for a long, long time, and we could definitely. It surprises you some years where you don't have no expectations and they exceed expectations, and you have some seasons where you have expectations and they underachieve. So for me, I would honestly sit here and say that this season will not be kind. You have to take everything week to week. Now, if they're healthy, in my humble opinion, if I have to give you a win-loss record, I could easily say I would give anywhere from a 9-7 record to an 11-5 record, and that's where I'm gonna stay at.
Yeah, man. To be honest, you hit it right on the nail. You hit it right on the nail. We're not in the position to where we know, okay, we're gonna get this from that person. We know we're gonna get out of Matt Ryan. We know we're gonna get out of Julio. We don't know what we're gonna get out of Ty Gurley. We don't know about Hayden Hurst, and we don't know about these cornerbacks. So I gotta agree with you. Anywhere between 8-8, and I'm gonna even go lower. Y'all might think I'm crazy. 10-6, 8-8, 10-6. Anywhere between that range, I think we can go, but it's not going to be any like easy games, and I say that for the opponents. They think they're gonna come in, with the stumpers. I don't think it's gonna be any blowouts throughout the year, but I don't know what type of team we have yet. I don't know if they're gonna be able to rise up to the occasion when that time comes. What you think about it, Big Country?
Hey man, yeah, I'm pretty much on point with y'all. I'm thinking 10-6, 11-5. I mean, mainly because we all know that in the sport of football, things always end up going sideways.
Right,
it's a situation where if everything don't go as planned. You never know whenever you start a game and you're down 13-0, and y'all know our team is one of those situations where we have to be ahead or be close in the game. So yeah, I'm gonna be optimistic and say 10-6. But just like LT said, it's definitely I see Ezekiel 12-4.
Jesus, I wish I had his hope. I wish I had his hope.
but look. We all know that at the end of the day, look, if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. So it's one of those situations where we don't know exactly what'll happen and how it'll happen, but we know that we do have the talent to accomplish a lot of great things. So
I would also add in the fact that like I know a lot of people. I've been seeing this on social media. Like a lot of people call it election year Matt Ryan. Now, don't get me wrong. I can honestly sit here and say we play as of right now. We stand against the AFC West, and if I'm not mistaken, the NFC. What I think it's the NFC North we play this year. Yeah, the NFC North.
I think
Now.
so, yeah.
Yeah, so like Matt in his career has fared well against the AFC West.
Right.
Only one loss against the Chargers, which I feel like we should have won that game. That was one of those, but that's why that's why I tell people all the time the 28-3 thing don't surprise me because we literally did that in Week 7 in 2016. We had like a 20-point lead against the Chargers and we let them hawk us down and beat us in overtime.
Right.
He only lost one game against Denver, and that was in 2008, in which I could say that if Ryder White catches that football, we win that game, and he wouldn't have lost to Denver at all. He hasn't lost to Oakland at all in his career, and we have Kansas City as of right now. Matt stands, if I'm not mistaken, he is 2-1 against Kansas City. Yes, he's 2-1 against Kansas City.
Yeah.
Which we should have won that game, but a lot of people blame the pick 2 on him, and I'm like, yeah, he had the pick 2, but if you look at those situations, if you kick the field goal in both instances, we do have a lead, and our defense got to get on the field to perform against. At that time, Andy Reid had check down as his quarterback. So if you take the opportunity to believe in your defense and kick those field goals, you got a 1-point lead. Now, do our defense hold up? We will never know. But that's like I said, that's one of the instances there. Now, as far as the AFC North, Matt does play. He plays Green Bay pretty good, but we all know that in the words of Stephen A. Smith, that bad man Aaron Rodgers will somehow find magic out the palm of his hand a bit and put out a miraculous victory. We've been struggling against Minnesota the last couple of times we played them. I personally felt like we were a better team, but you know their front seven was able to overpower our offensive line, which led to our offense not performing as well as they should in those games. Detroit, we haven't lost to them at all. Even though we kind of skated by the skin. Yeah, we kind of skated by the skin of our teeth in 17. I'm not gonna lie, so I can admit that. And then if I'm not mistaken, we played Chicago as well. That's gonna be a test because you got that. I every time I see Khalil Mack get a sack, I put on that Mark Morrison. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So yeah, you know what I'm saying. So they just like you got to play against them. Now offensively, they gonna struggle because they got Nick Foles at the helms or Mitch Trubisky, whoever they're gonna start. I don't believe in either one. But they defense is defense is very vaunted, and they could definitely cause problems for our offense if we don't game plan correctly.
Right. I agree. I agree with you. Every time you play Chicago, big sack Khalil Mack, bro. That name, he can wreck an offensive game plan by himself, just like Aaron Donald for the Rams. So I mean that game right there, that is a toss up because our right guard, right tackle that's gonna be on his side, they're gonna have to come ready. They're gonna have to come ready because Khalil Mack gonna throw the people around like a rag doll. He gonna do some spectacular things. And even like I said in my Madden 21 videos, bro, every time I play Chicago, I'd be like, oh shit. Because I know who coming. I know who coming. So yeah, what's your thoughts on what he said, Big Country? I know you got chime in.
I mean, it's one of those situations. Trav, you my boy, man. You my homeboy, but Aaron Rodgers overrated, man. Aaron Rodgers, that man's so overrated. Everybody always talk about how Aaron Rodgers is such a bad man. What's Aaron Rodgers done since 2009?
I mean, he won 2 MVPs, several NFC Championship appearances, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. And Falcon fans, y'all might not like me when I say this, but yes, we blew out the Packers. I wholeheartedly agree to that. I understand that, but I'm here to tell y'all, if we played against at least the 75% Green Bay Packers team, we were gonna be in a dogfight. Now, don't get me wrong. Offensively, we would have went toe to toe with Green Bay because our offense was the 7th best offense in NFL history. But you better believe when that man said he was gonna run the table, he did exactly that. He said he was gonna run the table, and he ran the table. Even went down there, Big D, and pulled out a miraculous win with a tremendous pass to Martellus Bennett on the sideline. So I'm here to tell you, don't get me wrong. I still believe that the Falcons could have easily overcame that game, but just like I know, and I understand. Don't get me wrong. I understand Matt in the last few seasons has been outperforming Rodgers, but at the end of the day, when the lights is bright, and you realize we do go to Green Bay on Monday Night Football. Rodgers love performing when them lights is brightest.
That's true. You're right.
And I'm gonna reply to this comment. We're gonna go on to the next topic. It said, sit here and talk good about the team and give us weak ass records, man. Please rise up 13-3 if everyone is happy we win. We are a realistic team over here. I'm not finna sit here if we don't have a 13-3 team and say, we're gonna go 13-3. That ain't gonna be me. I'm sorry. And I know my colleagues here, they're realistic as well. And we just giving y'all the real facts.
I mean, I would definitely
we wasn't bashing them in no type of way, no type of reasoning. I never bashed the Falcons, never talked bad about a player. We just gave our honest opinions about the record.
Hey, look, I would really like for us to go 13-3. That would make my dreams come true. Hey, and I definitely want to let y'all know too. Make sure y'all like and subscribe us on Atlanta Falcons Nation. Thank you so much for viewing. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. So every time we have some content, we'll make sure we hit y'all up. But yeah, man, look, I love to go 13-3. I would love it, but I also don't want my heart broken either.
Right, we done been through enough of that.
Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something. I'm here to tell y'all folks real quick because let me. This man here say 13-3. Listen, we like, again. You must ain't been a Falcon fan your whole life because we. I mean, let's just go back to 2010, 13-3 season, and we got murdered in a division round against that same bad man I just mentioned, Aaron Rodgers. That man went out there and scored 6 touchdowns on 6 straight drives. No, sir.
That's when
Like,
he. That's when he was a bad man.
now I'm here to tell you, I'm here to tell you on that in that aspect. Would I love to go 13-3? Of course, because in what people don't realize is, and people may have forgotten, this year's postseason you get one extra team. So that means you don't get 2 teams. You don't get two teams with a bye week no more. You only get one. So if 13-3 means home field advantage, you are absolutely right. I would take that record with flying colors. But let me tell you, we are realistic, and I'm here to tell you, as much as I'm giving compliments about the team, I'm also here to tell you there are still question marks. There, as we don't have no tape. Only thing we got is highlights. So only thing we got to go off of what we gonna see week 1. And when we get to break that down, and I'm gonna get ready to tell y'all when we get to that point on why we know like the first 2 games of the season for me gonna be pivotal on the Falcons. If we play Seattle, depending on how many points we give up, gonna tell me what the defense gonna look like, and depending on how our offensive line play against Dallas in week 2, gonna tell me what our offense gonna look like.
Yeah. Right. Let's get into this next topic, fellas. Which player would be the most improved? And I'm gonna make it challenging. I guess challenging. You can name a player on both sides of the ball who you think is gonna be most improved. Big Country, you go ahead.
I mean, would I be cheating if I say Chris Lindstrom? Would I be cheating if I did that?
No. Go ahead.
I mean, and the reason I say that is because he was hurt last year, but whenever at the end of the season, whenever he actually played healthy, it was a situation, that he was moving some men out there. I think one more year with that experience, having a chance to go back and look at that tape, I think he's gonna be like a borderline Pro Bowl guard. On the other side of the ball, I'm gonna ride with John Cominsky. I'm gonna say John Cominsky. I think he started. The guy was a quarterback in college, y'all. So he's still learning how to play the position himself, and he's still putting on that grown man weight. I think he had a chance to do a little something. What you think? What you think, LT? What you over there buying?
Because it wasn't the comment, it wasn't what you said, it was somebody said in the comment. I know exactly who it is. And we gonna touch on him in a few minutes. But I would definitely
I just had to highlight the comment, man.
Definitely I know who that is and who and why they did that, but we gonna touch on that soon. But I would say this, that I will agree with you. I would say offensively, if I would take 2 people and they both, and like you said, you mentioned one of them, which was Chris Lindstrom. I will also say Caleb McGarry, because what he did and throughout the season, don't get me wrong, he had growing pains, but he did show a lot of promise. And him and Chris Lindstrom standing side by side, like you see, like people don't understand. If you look at how Russia offense looked majority of that season and see how it's slick improved like the last few weeks when Chris Lindstrom got back, like we was legit getting rushing touchdowns when Lindstrom got back in that lineup. So that lets you know that right side could be solidified for seasons to come. And if you get that right side solidified, along with the fact that bringing in Hennessy, who could possibly take that left guard position, which we possibly might end up moving him to center depending on what Alex Mack do for his career. But you know what I'm saying? We could solidify this front for years to come. Now, defensively, I really can't say. I could say Lindstrom, but I could also go with Olakun. I feel like Foye Olakun will actually improve as well, to the point that he's gonna be very he's gonna be more pivotal to our defense than a lot of people understand, and that's where I stand at.
Is it safe to get a Todd Gurley jersey? Look, I got one. I took the same risk if you took it, and I hope he's here longer. But to answer the question, I believe y'all hit the nail right on the head, man. If Lindstrom and McGrary, they showed last year that when they got the gelling together, and I heard they gelling just fine in the training camp, and I heard the offensive line doing pretty well. But when they started to gel, I believe that's when the Falcons really started to turn on the offense, and then we turned it around on defense. But yeah, I would have to say those two for the offense, and that's going to be so important to Todd Gurley and to Matt Ryan and to everybody that's on the offensive side. Now defense, everybody keeps telling me that he's going to be the next Richard Sherman. Isaiah Oliver, I am hoping, because last year in the beginning, I know I saw nothing. I saw nothing out of that, but I think I did see some strides towards the end of the season when everybody started gelling together. That I think Isaiah Oliver may take a big step if our defensive line can get right.
A Richard Sherman though.
What's your thoughts on
Richard
that?
Sherman.
I've heard that.
Richard Sherman though.
I've heard.
Well, I'm talking about that's when I tell you that's a reach. When I say that's a reach, I'm talking about Jordan with the long arm reach, boy. That's like that's
Space Jam.
That's a reach.
Hey, nobody who I learned how to spell their name after last season. I see the back of Isaiah Oliver jersey so many times last year. I mean, a Richard Sherman though.
I mean, I've heard it. Just because of his frame. I've heard it, and I've heard it from other analysts and people on TV that he fits Richard Sherman. I said, what? I ain't seen it yet, but hopefully we do. That's who I'm hoping is going to be our most impactful player, or, one of the most improved on the defensive side of the ball there. So you got one that say Isaiah Oliver is trash. I mean... I'm trying not to.
Hold on, let me start that real quick. The dude improved. Hold on, let's say this. The dude did improve once the defense of duties was taken over by Jeff Ulmer and Raheem Morris. I did see improvement for Oliver. He was able to play corner the way he's supposed to. First of all, we have to factor in the fact that we did have Raheem Morris, who's known as his specialty position coaching is I would say cornerback, and we had him coaching wide receivers the start of the year last year. But when they switched him to coaching his regulated position, you saw improvements from the cornerbacks, from the DBs throughout the rest of the games. You started seeing tighter coverages, better coverages. Like I said, Oliver even improved on, being able to force incompletions and stuff like that. So I'm not going to say he's trash just yet. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to say he's very meh, but it could be improved. But we're going to see come week one. We only got, another 4 or 5 days before we get to see it.
And they all get look at it. Of practice. I mean, they had no type of preseason game, so it's on. And I wanted to touch on Juto Sports. I think he's absolutely correct in my opinion. He said that AJ Terrell has a better chance to be a Richard Sherman. What do y'all think?
All day. Whenever they drafted AJ Terrell, he was a Richard Sherman clone. I mean, he's basically Richard Sherman, but faster, basically. But I mean, the question is he gonna get caught up on these double moves like he did in college in that national championship game? Man, I mean, the fact of the matter is that it's not like he was playing bad defense. But
what's the wide receiver name there for LSU? I forgot.
Jefferson.
Jefferson. Yeah. I think it was Jefferson. I'm here to tell you now. Don't get me wrong. I'll be one of the first people to admit that I wasn't excited for the pick, especially after, like you said, watching that national championship game, because at that game, I'm just gonna come out and tell y'all, but Jefferson was raw dogging that man. I'm talking about he ain't had the decency to give him a reach around the way he was doing that man so dirty on the field. Like it was ridiculous. I think they had to upload the highlights to Pornhub in the rate section because it was ridiculous, boy. It was ridiculous.
Hey man, yeah, I had the same reaction, man. I was pissed off that we drafted him in the first round. Maybe second round, I would have took him, but in the first round with the first pick, I wasn't expecting that. And then I remembered the championship game, and I'm like, bro, like he. I mean, everybody got torched by LSU. Yeah. Everybody got torched. But the only thing is, I remember in the previous years when he played, you know, my Alabama and he showed out. So you don't know which AJ12 we gonna get in training camp. We've seen that he's been doing pretty good, so that's all we can hope for, right?
Look, I'm gonna tell y'all whenever the moment my mind changed on AJ Terrell. Whenever I watched that clip of training camp when Julio gave him that shoulder shake and ran that 9 route, and AJ Terrell pretty much halted him down and, you know, pulled Julio's hands away about 40 yards down the field. I was like, okay. I feel a little bit better about this pick now.
Right. And this comment says, I'm sorry, bro, but every time a QB completed a 50-yard bomb, I just knew Oliver blew coverage. That's right. Like you said,
can I come out and say,
looked around, you saw the back of Oliver jersey.
I mean, let's be honest here, because like you say that, people say that, and I'm not going to dispute it, because that I do agree with. But it was a lot of times when the coverage was blown, you know, like the safeties weren't doing their job as well. You know what I'm saying? I could definitely remember watching Will Fuller run free down the field, and, you know, either KZ coming in late or Ricardo Allen coming in late. You know, like y'all should have been there. So I'm not gonna say all of it was Oliver. I think it was the secondary in totality. But I mean, like I said, I won't dispute it because he did have his mishaps as well. But I mean, at the end of the day, the man definitely can, you know, he could cover better than what we give him credit for. So I mean, we just got to give him a chance. Like, this is his third year. If I'm not mistaken, his second year starting for us. So we'll definitely see what goes from this season. Now, if he don't perform this year, we got to figure out what we got to do with him.
Right. I totally agree with you on that point. Big Country guy, anything else you want to put on to that?
I mean, I really agree with LT, because I think, Isaiah Oliver, he did blow some coverages. I mean, everybody's gonna blow coverages in a game, guys, you know. But, you know, at the end of the day, that's where your safety and linebacker help come in, because, you know, your linebackers and that kind of defense, they're supposed to help those cornerbacks like 5 to 15 yards down the field. And, you know, sometimes Casey, he got caught peeking in the cookie jar. Sometimes it was one of those situations where he was trying to lead the league in interceptions. You know, he's trying to get that pick, kind of change the game, you know. But look, Isaiah Oliver did have his Chris Owens moments. It did happen a few times. But, you know, the question is, who was going to
he said Chris Owens. You said Chris Owens. I would think it's Chevis Jackson.
Right. I agree with y'all on that. We're going to go ahead and move on to the main meal of this show. The Atlanta Falcons versus the Seattle Seahawks. Game 1 breakdown. LT, hit them with it.
All right, people. Here's what we're looking at this upcoming season against this team. And I'm going to sit here and say, I know I am a diehard Falcon fan, but I'm a realistic football fan as well. Seattle is a decent team. MVP caliber quarterback on this side of the ball, Russell Wilson, Mr. You know, bad money over there, you know, playing, you know, stepdad, a future son. You know, the man's one of the better QBs in this league. Like he's gonna give us everything we want to see against our defense. He's going to test it. To me, that's why I mentioned earlier that this is the game to get a good description on what our defense could possibly look like. Because me personally, I'm already putting in pencil 24 points. Now
Right.
that I know Russ is guaranteed that. Now, if you somehow manage to hold Russ under 24 points, I might just smile at the end of Sunday, even if it's a loss. I might just smile because
Yeah.
our defense held one of the better QBs that could give you 30 on any given Sunday to less than 20 points. They're
Right.
not one of the best rushing defense. They wasn't one of the best rushing defense last year. By us bringing in Gurley and hoping that he can return to form, this would be the ideal matchup to see where he's at and see if he can perform along with our offensive line. Their front is not as good, even though Bobby Wagner is one of the best linebackers in the NFL, but their front is not as good. So we could be able to somehow rush. We could be able to somehow rush against this defense. Now, the secondary, one of the better secondaries in the league. Adding Jamal Adams into that secondary can definitely change the dynamic. So I'm gonna need Cutler to game plan for that, and Matt have to be on point with his accuracy throughout that game. Because I mean, at the end of the day, we gonna need to figure out how we could dissect it, which Matt does thrive on better defenses. The also on the defensive side of the ball, I mean, to add more to the defensive side of the ball, we have to be able to get after the quarterback. Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Like Russ is one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the NFL. Me personally, I need at least three Sunday. I need three. And one of them better come from that doggone that new signing that we got from Dante Fowler. He better
Yeah.
give me one.
More depth.
I
More depth.
definitely need one from him because if you can't give me one against a offensive line that's known for giving up sacks, I just can't. I can't deal with it. I just can't. Now offensively as well for Seattle, they would definitely have a good rushing attack. I see where Anthony Wright threw in Chris Carson. They
Yeah.
have a three-headed monster: Chris Carson, Rashard Penny, and Carlos Hyde. Well, we gonna have our hands full come Sunday. Now we was already one of the lower half of the defenses of stopping the run. So you're gonna have three guys they love to run the rock. So you gonna I mean I don't know how Quinn them gonna or Raheem Moore's gonna game plan. You might have to do some sort of rotational piece to keep people fresh because I feel like Pete Carroll gonna be doing the same. You're gonna see some Carlos Hyde, you're gonna see some Rashard Penny, you're gonna see some Chris Carson. You're gonna see all three throughout the course of the game. So we have to be on P's and Q's in this game. But this game is a very tough game. It's a great way to start the season to see where our team is. I would give my prediction after everybody else give their analysis on who wins and who and loses. But those are my takes on this game, this upcoming game.
All right. My takes on the game is you kind of hit it on the nail again. I'm gonna start with the defensive side. We need to have a good rotation of defensive linemen because of that three-headed monster we're gonna be going against. They're gonna be pounding the rock, pounding the rock, pounding the rock. Yeah, they have the offensive weapons and DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, but Seattle's more that physical style a team. They'll run and gut you the whole game if they have to. Well, I ain't gonna say if they have to, when they want to. So to keep people fresh and to keep us being able to steady attack, I think our defensive line gonna have to show that game. And you pointed out the dude that I was gonna say, Dante Fowler, has to make state his name in this game. He has to state his name in this game because you know, Russell Wilson is a good quarterback and they can run the ball. So we need that guy. We know Tack might not do anything. I'm just being realistic because Tack is all talk on social media. But I'm sure y'all going to kill me on that in the comments too. But I think Dante Fowler and the defensive line is going to have a job ahead of them. And also on offense, Matt Ryan going to have to be pin and needle sharp. But I think our running game needs to be good on that fact because, they got Jamal Adams back there. They do got Bobby Wagner and stuff, but I believe, just like in any other game, if Todd Gurley, Edo Smith, and Brian Hill can do the job running and make the job easier for Matt Ryan throwing the ball, then I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. But my main point that I want to see an improvement in this year is special teams. Special teams. Flip that field for Matt Ryan. Let Matt Ryan take a drive off. Go score a touchdown or return it back to the 40, 50-yard line or whatever. Make it easier on the guy. Make it easier on the guy. Flip the field. And I think if we have a top special team this year, we can actually surprise a couple of people and do the thing. What you think about it, Big Contra?
I mean, I really agree with y'all. I don't know if y'all remember, but like over the years, it's been one of those situations where whenever we play mobile quarterbacks, our defense actually does kind of well against them. Pete Carroll is one of those situations with him. The reason I think he's one of the best coaches in the NFL right now is because, they don't go in with a specific game plan. They always make adjustments. I heard that Chris Carson is hurt. I also heard that Rashard Penny was nicked up as well. So I think we might be getting a real heavy dose of Carlos Hyde. But I think Seattle's defensive line, from what I'm hearing, they're a little bit of a liability, and I think we might do pretty well against Seattle this weekend. I think we might have a pretty good coming out party. I also believe that just to piggyback on ULT, my prediction, I'm finna make a prediction. I know it's kind of early, but I'm finna make a prediction. 4 sacks. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we're gonna get 4 sacks. Because I think that this defense is really going to get after Russell Wilson. But as far as I think this weekend, I think we really have a good chance to win the battle of the trenches. And y'all know how I am about trenches.
I'm not going to predict 4 sacks, but I do think we will somehow squeak away and get a win. Because Seattle defense, they just got them 2 players. And as long as we can game plan around them or whatever and do just fine, I think we'll be just fine. I do think it'll be a 21-24 Atlanta Falcons or a 24-27. It's going to be one of them type of games. We're going to be on the edge of that seat again. What you think, LT?
I'm going to be honest with y'all, folks. My prediction to this game, I could possibly sit here and say it'll probably be 27-24 winner Seattle Seahawks. Don't give me Falcon fans. I'm just being realistic. It's a possibility.
It's a possibility.
I mean, but if we play great football and we happen to get the win, by all means, I would take it. But I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, as much as Seattle may have question marks for their team, we have even more question marks for ours. So I'm just going and I'm just gonna roll with that because, like I said, our defense finished the season strong, no doubt about it. But I would definitely have to see here if they can convert what they finished the season with over into this season in order for me to have hope on us even being a playoff team. So, like I said, my prediction for that game, 27-24 Seattle.
So you think we're going to start off 0-1, Trav?
Possibly. Because we ain't there yet. We focus on this week, but y'all going to get a lot of commentary from me next week. And the folks that know me close know exactly why.
And what y'all think about this comment here from Anthony Wright? Minnesota Vikings number 3 seed, Dallas Cowboys number 4 seed, Wild Cards number 5 seed, the Aints, and number 6 seed Chicago, and number 7 seed Seattle. So I'm guessing we either gonna have the 1 or 2 seed. I don't know about the comment, but what y'all think about that?
Man, Saints ain't gonna make no playoffs. Saints ain't making no playoffs, man. By the end of
I'm
the
gonna leave
season,
that. When it comes to the Saints, I'm gonna leave that to y'all. Cause see, that's. And I know I'm a Falcon fan. Again, I'm not the most normal Falcon fan because to me, I call that the Atlanta, Louisiana beef. You know what I'm saying? Folks, where I'm from, the part of Georgia that I'm from, is on the two fan bases I really have to deal with. The fake Patriot fans
yep,
and them god awful Cowboys fans.
yep,
Good God
Right.
Almighty, I can't stand
yeah.
them.
We from the same
Cause
area.
every year it's the same thing. We got Dak, we got Zeke, Amari Cooper, then the Sean Lee, my girl on
We
commentary,
them
Skip Bayless
boys.
on commentary. We them boys, we're gonna win the game, and we're going to the Super Bowl. No, I wanna hear that.
Oh, America's team.
Exactly. Then you got the Patriots fans. Tom Brady's the GOAT. Tom Brady's the GOAT.
Fake Patriots fan. Cause I ain't been seeing nobody scream past Nation lately. It's been mighty quiet in New England. So,
But because we're from the same part of Georgia, on Trav. And yeah, I mean you're right. You got your Cowboys fans, and then you got your fake Patriots fans. It seems like
there we go.
The actual Atlanta Falcons fans, it just seems like they're just good people. you know.
And I'm from Atlanta, and we got a lot of teams up here, but a lot of them folks from New Orleans. And my wife is probably somewhere in these comments because she's a New Orleans Saints fan too. So I'm gonna
Where's she from?
And she from New Orleans. She from the Calio, but
oh wow.
yeah,
Falcon fans to drag you. Falcon fans gonna drag you.
I've been going through this. I'm ready, but yeah, I definitely. I mean,
She must put Juju in her gumbo.
Yeah, but I definitely see the Saints not making it. I think they're not as good as what people say, but they always. Drew Brees' arm ain't there. Let's put it like that. And Michael Thomas is so overrated to me. That pissed me off that he was rated at 99 in Madden because I'm like, what does he do to make y'all think he's a 99 caliber receiver on the field, man? So, but I do like James Harris just subscribe. Appreciate that. And matter of fact, while y'all still here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button for Atlanta Falcons Nation. It's right there. You can't miss it.
It'll take a couple seconds. Just
Just hit it, smash it up.
I tell you what, if y'all want us to, we could wait on y'all because y'all ain't gonna miss no good content. So y'all just go ahead, hit it, and we'll be right here. We ain't finna go nowhere. Y'all ain't gonna miss
hit the notification bell as well. Hey man, we gonna be here every week.
Bell as well. And one last comment from a 49ers fan in their division: the Seahawks is trash. I want to know if you speaking just rival wise, or you really just think the Seahawks is trash, man. I really want to know that.
That man,
do y'all think the Seahawks trash? Do y'all think they're trash?
That man speaking.
I want to add Mr. Christopher this question. How does it feel to have your head coach do to y'all what he did to us? That is my question.
That gave me so much relief in the same exact moment to see the same thing happen that he just made a hilarious comment about the week before. You just got to keep doing what you're doing. All right, and then he didn't do it. Once again, I was laughing. I was rolling. I loved it. I loved the frown on his face and everything. I was loving that, man. I don't know about y'all, but I was loving every second of that moment.
Man. In the previous comment, I seen somebody mention saying 49ers.
Let these people know that it wasn't Matt Ryan's fault. You win as a team, you lose as a team. Go ahead.
In the previous comment, the guy I think it was Anthony Wright said that he felt like that he said the 49ers would be a 13-3 team. Hey man, let me tell you something, boy. That Super Bowl loss do actually linger. You seen the Falcons.
Yeah.
They that Super Bowl loss lingers, and you've seen where teams that lost, unless you're the Patriots, which we all know the reason why they keep going back. They play in the weak division and they be recording people's practices, but they but with that being said though, at the end of the day, like that loss do linger. I mean, we all seen where teams that went on that miraculous Super Bowl run and they ain't been back since. Even with Seattle, they went back to back Super Bowl appearances. They lost that second time and they haven't been back since. That
Yeah.
matter of fact, I think since those two runs, they haven't even sniffed the NFC Championship game since then. So yeah.
Right, and people got to think about it, just like for us, especially blowing a 25-point lead in a Super Bowl. Uh, that's so deflating. We did go back to the playoffs the next year, I believe. So the next year, and then we didn't beat Philadelphia, and then after that, we can't even sniff the playoffs. So just because you get there that 1 year, don't mean you're gonna make it right back. It is not guaranteed. It's actually more guaranteed that you won't make it back rather than you making it back. So yeah.
It's hard to get there, man.
It's hard to get there in the first place, and then you go there and you lose the way we did and lose the way that San Francisco did, and it's traumatizing. I know it's traumatizing for our fans. Anthony Wright said the DNs, Dante Fowler, Tat McKinley, Charles Harris, John Comiskey, Stephen Means, and Marlon Davidson went on the field rushing the quarterback. Stay outside, stay outside, stay outside. What y'all think about that?
Yeah, man. I mean, look, at the end of the day, your boy Russ, at the end of the day, he's still 5'11". So like we want to keep that man on the inside as much as we can. Because at the end of because if we funnel Russ inside and we keep that pressure of him to the outside, he can't break contain. And guess who's coming up that A gap? Baby Jesse Tucker. At the end of the day. So, I mean, you're definitely right about that, Anthony. I'm glad that you brought that up. That's definitely so. I mean, it doesn't matter if he plays goodies on his playlist before the game, man. How hyped up he is, as long as we could, keep him contained, we definitely got a good chance.
All right, what do you think about that, LT?
He mentioned stay outside, stay outside, stay outside. And I will wholeheartedly agree. But I'm specifically talking to one person when I say this, and that is Tack McKinley. Because this ain't even about pass rush. It's not even about pass rush. It's strictly about rush defense. So when I tell y'all a lot of the big runs that happened against us came from Tack crashing so fast instead of playing contain. Oh my God, y'all don't know how many times I wanted to drop kick my TV watching that stuff. I just didn't understand why you keep crashing so hard and then you giving up the edge, and now you got running backs running for 20 yards because you break and contain. If you force him inside that 20-yard run, it might still get anywhere from 6 to 7 yards, but at least it's 6 to 7 yards instead of 20 or 30. That man there did not hold contain at all on defense. So if anybody I want to say stay outside is definitely Tat McKinley.
I agree with you. I agree with this comment. I agree with everything that y'all said, especially dealing with mobile quarterbacks. Then if they have a chance to, they're not gonna run inside first. They're gonna roll around, and find the outside way. But if you got that contain to force them inside, then now the pressure is on them to not, cause a bad play, to have that composure in the pocket. But then if you're actually pushing that pocket and getting there, he can either A, you hit him hard enough, you fumble, B, you sack, C, throw it away, D, you throw an interception by throwing it up there. And that's what made the cornerbacks' jobs much easier, in my opinion, if they do stay outside on certain quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Certain quarterbacks. That's up to the coaches to know, okay, we're dealing with Russell Wilson here. We're dealing with Patrick Mahomes. We're dealing with Deshaun Watson. I'm just throwing names out there. We got to contain. We got to keep him inside so that he won't beat us throwing the ball and running the ball. We keep him one-dimensional. I definitely do
Please don't,
agree with that.
please don't mention Patrick Mahomes because I ain't gonna lie. We played him this year, and I'm dreading that
I
week.
know. I know.
I'm dreading that week.
I know. I
We ain't
know.
admitted that. We ain't admitted that yet, and I'm dreading that week, boy. Because
And
after what you
Arrowhead,
done seen this man done, I'm looking like how we know how our defense can perform. I'm just looking like Jesus,
man,
just make it close.
this man throwing sideways passes, going the other way, coming the other way, and it don't even look like this. You know, it looked like it's still in sync. He's doing different things. He practicing behind the back passes and stuff like that. And when he throws the ball like that, it lands right on the money. It lands right on the money. And he's do so many plays that make us like, wow. Like I've never seen that before. And yeah, hopefully it won't be snowing down there. Cause y'all know we going to Arrowhead, I believe so. Correct me if
Ooh, I
I'm
think
wrong.
it might be because we do play them kind of late in the season, so yeah.
Right.
Even I'm gonna be honest with you, we ain't the same Falcon team in years past though. I've seen us go in
Yeah.
cold weather and actually perform. Now, somebody earlier mentioned Vic, and then those times, yes, you would have set that Falcon team on the field in cold weather, it would have got bad. But since Matt Ryan kind of being in the helms, cold weather don't bother him. That's never really been no issue. So I'm not gonna sit here and say that that's gonna be that the weather would be effective. Is it the fact that I'm looking at this video game of a quarterback that know how to scramble and throw the ball, no look pass like he playing NFL Street? Like I don't.
Yeah.
That's impossible to
Yeah.
stop. And then
Right. What?
not to factor in that you do got that cheetah at wide receiver that is the number 10, along with a guy that came from out of the University of Georgia in Miko Hartman. So when you got two track
Yeah.
stars running up and down your field,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
just be like, let go and let God.
Yeah.
I
What's
hope
your
they drop it.
what's your thoughts about that, big country? What you thinking?
I mean, basically, that's one of those situations where it's like, you basically got to play defense like you did back in the day. I don't know if y'all remember, like when we had
Thanks
Mike
for
Smith and
subscribing.
Brian Van Gorder. Just hope they drop it. I just hope he drops it. You
Oh
know,
Jesus! When you said Brian Van Gorder, no, don't bring that up. I went to therapy for that defense. No, don't bring that up.
because it's one of those situations where it's like, ah, man, well, it's 3rd and 7. They're gonna run a quick route, but let's just hope he drops it. Let's just hope he can't catch it because we know we ain't gonna stop it. But 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 look, I ain't gonna lie to you. Look, Raheem Morris, he's a real good defensive coordinator. So like, I'm gonna be optimistic and look. Let's just see what we do these first few games before we can make that judgment.
Right. I'm here to tell y'all if the defense play anywhere to where they played the last 7 games, then okay, maybe, just maybe you might get that 13-3 season that we saw pop up in the comments. But if they come like the first half of the season, yeah, we gonna have a long one. And
All I pray for is to have a decent record by the bye week. Our bye week is fairly in the middle of the season. If we're 500 or above that, I can see us making the postseason. But if we start off the year like we did last year, no, no,
right, so
no.
Yeah.
this right here, guys, is the extra point where if you got any ranks, you got anything you need to say and get off of your chest, go ahead and let it go right now. Big country, we're gonna start with you. Go ahead.
Hey man, look, this is our first show. We definitely want to thank everybody for coming on. Thank y'all so much. Once again, we just want to ask y'all to like and subscribe to the Atlanta Falcons Nation channel. We definitely appreciate y'all. Look, we're going to be bringing y'all a lot of content in the future. We're going to have a lot of interactive events. Please follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram at Big Low Country. Once again, that is at Big Low Country. I'm a big guy. My name is Low, and I'm from the country. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world tonight, but y'all here with us, and we really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And yes, we definitely do appreciate it. Like he iterated, like he said before, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share like your life depending on it, like your mama life depend on it. If you share this, she'll stay alive. You feel me? But I also want to say I do Madden 21 gaming, NBA 2K 21 gaming, any type of gaming. You see my name strolling at the bottom. Subscribe to Terror Artist 404. I want to say thank y'all and subscribe to this channel. We'll be coming every week with this Atlanta Falcons content, the realest way that you can get it. Now, LT, what you got?
All right. Now we call this the extra point. This is one of these segments that y'all gonna see me kind of go on a slight rant or full
Hey,
blown
go
rant.
off, go off.
But I'm here. I'm gonna touch on the. I'm gonna touch on the topic real quick, and it goes about my quarterback by the name of Matthew Thomas Ryan. I am
Yes,
so sick and tired of y'all folks disrespecting my quarterback. I just got some of the list of the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL. My quarterback came in ninth behind Phillip Rivers and Tom
Huh?
Brady. What the blue
Huh?
hell have they done in the last several seasons? Y'all don't watch Brady dink and dunk his whole damn career, and y'all give him that much credit because he won 6 Super Bowls. But let's pause on that. This man got 6 asterisks by those Super Bowls because you got Spygate, Deflategate, Kyle Shanahan Gate. I don't give a damn. Pete Carroll Gate. I don't give a damn. There's no way that man should have that many Super Bowls. You playing in the piss poor division in most of your career. They couldn't find no quarterback. The people that you went against in your division was J.P. Lossman. You serious? There ain't nobody. Who is that? What about Sanchez? There ain't nobody. And then y'all got the nerd that got him ranked below on Tom Brady and Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers had one of the best teams that you ever seen constructed in San Diego and went 14-2 with him and Mario Schottenheimer, and both of them was at the highest by the division round. I don't want to hear nothing about my quarterback coming up short because at any given time, my quarterback ain't never had a defense in his whole damn career. If my quarterback can get at least a top 15 defense, he would have gave you 2 or 3 Super Bowls by now. He should have been his rookie year. He should have won in 2012, and he should have won in 2016. I'm sick and tired of y'all folks disrespecting my quarterback. Got Falcon fans saying he getting saved by wide receivers.
Yeah.
Muhammad Sanu is one of the better receivers in the league. In what fucking world? Because when I last checked, nobody knew him in Seattle besides people in Cincinnati, and you ain't seen him do nothing while he went to New England. Taylor Gabriel got a contract. Thank you, Matt Ryan. Harry Douglas got a contract. Thank you, Matt Ryan. Ryder White was down there wearing the Bucks t-shirt. Thank you, Matt Ryan. Tony Gonzalez ended up playing 5 extra seasons because he came to play with who? Matt Ryan. Quit disrespecting my quarterback. I'm sick of y'all going off of my. I swear for Lord. I swear for Lord.
I'm
I'm getting my composure.
I'm a piggyback off what he said, man. Y'all, Atlanta Falcons fans especially, yeah, I'm talking to some of y'all, whether you like it or not. Y'all or we recently got humbled because y'all was spoiled to all the win that has happened in the Matt Ryan era. In the Matt Ryan era, we've had our most winningest franchise. And yes, we should have had a couple Super Bowls by now, but our defense let us off the hook. Our defense let us off the hook, and our coaching let us off the hook. Now, Matt Ryan, he has his fuckers, and we going to let you know when he have them. But, man, hey, man, I'm going to tell you this. In Boston, when he was in Boston College, I knew nothing about him because we don't watch the ACC, really, down here in the South. But for this man to come out here and to throw, granted, the wide receiver got to catch it and run 67 yards. But his first pass in the league was a touchdown. 67 yards in the NFL. Ain't too many quarterbacks doing it. And y'all keep going back and forth on the Mike Vick thing. Hey, man, if y'all want that type of performance that y'all had back then, that we had back then, my bad folks, y'all go ahead. I don't want it because he was just nothing but entertainment, but didn't win us anything. And people really get on my nerves when I say this. People come to me about Matt Ryan, about we should have got Lamar Jackson all the time. And he's a phenomenal player. But until he wins anything, especially with him having 2 bad playoff games back to back, I'm gonna keep ridiculing him every time because that's the same way that y'all did Matt Ryan. That's the same way people did Matt Ryan. Every time we lost a playoff game, oh, Matt Ryan is this, Matt Ryan is that. He is trash, blah, blah, blah. He can't win the playoff game. But y'all get mad at me for saying that, oh, Lamar Jackson can't win the playoff game. So that's my whole thing.
Can I add to that? Yeah. Can I add to that? Because you said that Lamar Jackson can't win a playoff game, and people used to say that about Matt Ryan. I'm here to tell people all the time, like Lamar Jackson defense was top 5 this past season, and you lost to the Tennessee Titans. I said when Matt Ryan went in the postseason, his defense was 20th or worse. You know what I'm saying? Like you walked into the postseason in 2010 with probably like a 23rd ranked defense. Roger showed you why he was a 23rd ranked defense. You walked in the playoffs with against the 49ers with a 20 in 2012 with a 22nd ranked defense. That comeback let y'all know why they was a 22nd ranked defense. You ended the Super Bowl with a 27th ranked defense. We know the story. If you give Matt Ryan anywhere better than 15th or better, magic can happen. But until you give him that, nothing will happen.
Correct. Big country. What you think about what we just said about him, man? We're gonna end it off with you. What you think? What you think?
The best quarterback in Atlanta Falcons history.
Yes.
Matthew Ryan.
I'm about to say Jeff George.
Oh man, don't do that.
Whenever your boy Mike Vick was playing, the fact of the matter is, look, you might get a chance to see one great play, but whenever you go to the Dome, you know that you really don't have a chance to win. It really feels it's been feeling good for the last 12 years, going to games, watching games, saying, "Hey man, we might have a chance to actually win this game." I mean,
not to cut you off on that, but it's been a lot of games. My mom and grandma go to the games. It's been a lot of games to where we thought we was about to lose. People started walking out. Then they think over here, we done Brian done kick the field goal. Who got us down there? Matt Ryan. Time and time again, he's one of the most. He got one of the most in his time here, if not the most game-winning drives. So you want me to? So you want to go get somebody else? Who
you gonna get? Who?
I've been saying this. I've been saying this in Matt's career. Him leading the league in comeback wins is great because it's I'm trying to find the right words to say this. Is more of a double entendre in some sort of aspect. I'm not saying it right, but it'll come to me soon. But what I'm basically saying is it's a catch-22. That's what I mean. Like it's a catch-22 because it's good that he can perform in those clutch moments, but it's bad that he has to save that defense so many times. And the crazy part about it is Matt has 38 right now. And that's not even factoring the games that he actually went and took the lead and our defense gave it right back.
Right. Yep. I agree with you cold-heartedly on that, man. that. Thanks for that rant, because the world needed it, man. The world needed that.
That's our quarterback. He's the best quarterback in Atlanta Falcons history. I understand that everyone
get over it, Falcon fans. Get over it.
He's gonna be here until he retires, until he calls it a quits. But we want to thank y'all for watching our first episode, our first show of ATLiens Sports Zone. Remember, I'm Tonio.
I'm LT.
It's your boy, Big Low Country.
Remember to hit that subscribe button, hit that post notification bell, share like your life depended on it. You feel me? Like it up, comment it up, and we'll see you next Wednesday at 8 o'clock.
Rise up. A-Town down.
Yeah. and we out.